Hello everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. Today we are going to learn how to navigate in between two activities. In this video tutorial, I will design a login page and navigate to the second activity only if the password and username are correct. To get more tutorials, get subscribed to my channels. Without any further delay, let's get started. In the previous activity, I have created a project. There is a default main activity in over here. You can see the corresponding layout XML file and the backend file. Now I am going to create a new activity. Click on the package and click on new, select activity and then empty activity. Now name the activity as home activity, and after this the layout file will also get named automatically. Go ahead and click on finish. While the home activity is been added, I will go and make some changes to my main activities layout.xml file. Let me remove the text view which is present here. Let me show it in a better view so that you can understand how I'm going to make code. For the better view, to make the view appealing, I'm adding a table layout which will stabilize the views, show them identically. Since we are in a constraint layout, we have to add few constraints. Now I have added my match. If you add a match width, there is no need to add the horizontal constraints. I have to add a vertical constraint, which is I wanted to add a top to top of the parent. Yeah, this looks good. Let me go ahead and add few rows to the table layout. I'll be adding 3 rows. The first row will have the username. Second row will have the password. Let me align it so that you can view it properly. You can use the keyboard shortcut Control Alt L, Control plus Alt plus L to align it. Here now I'm going to add a text view, as we need a label for the username. And now I'm going to add a edit text for the field where we will enter the user name. Similarly, I will add one more row for the password. Just copy pasted it, changing the text to password. Here you can see the layout is not coming as simple, not as expected. Now let me try making some changes so that this gets fixed. Let me add width as match parent. The row, but that didn't work. I think by adding stretch column it will help. Yeah, I think the issue has been fixed. Now let me add one more table row for our submit button. If you have any doubts, you can mention in the comment section so that I can answer those doubts also. Now I'm going to add a button. The text of the button will be login. Now let's go into our main activity, which is the back end of our layout. Before that, let me add a little margin so that it will look good. A little bit of padding also. Yeah, I think now it looks even better. Now let's go to the main activity and get the variables which are being declared in the our layout file. We need 3 of the variables, which is username. I think I have forgot to add IDs to our variables. Let me add them. We need variables for edit text. ID will be user underscore name. Same for the edit text. ID will be password. As well as for the button also. Yeah, I think this should work. r.id.user underscore name. For the password equals to find view by id r.id.password. Similarly for our button equals to submit equals to find view by id r.id.login button. Let me go ahead and add a on click listener for my button. You can add this on click listener in the main layout file also. A default on click method is being implemented. User to get the text entered by the user, we need to use .get text. Let me assign it to a variable. Similarly, we will do for the password also. So, sorry. Now let us go ahead and validate if the fields are empty or not. If user dot equals ignore case, if the user didn't enter any value in the particular field, we are validating that scenario now. By using OR condition, any of these two fields, the username and password, are empty, we have to prompt the user saying all fields are necessary. To do this, I'm adding a toast with the text all fields are mandatory, and the length of the toast message will be 1 second dot show, and we are returning so that the further methods will not be implemented. Now we are checking if the username and passwords are matching with the static text that we are giving. In this case, we have to provide and so that both of the fields are validated. Pass dot equals ignore case of pass. If this happens, we can navigate to our home activity, or we have to set a toast message like I have set before. Let me copy paste it. Now changing the text to username or password did not match or is wrong. If it matches, we have to navigate to the next activity using intent. Intent equals new intent, get application context, comma, the activity name that we have to navigate to, which is home activity in this case. Dot class, and then start activity. Oh boy, it's activity. start activity of the intent. Yeah. If you want to send a variables to the next activity, we have to add them to the intent. Intent dot. If it is a string or any other values, we have to put extra the variable name and the value. Similarly for the password also, put extra password, variable name and its value. We are good over here. Now we will go to the home activity and we will retrieve the variables that are being passed from our main activity. User equals to intent dot get string extra user. The variable name should match with the variable that we have passed over there. Now let us go ahead and add a text view saying welcome username. You can see we have a drag and drop functionality over here, which I can do this directly without writing any piece of code. Since we are in a constraint layout, we have to fix all the constraints, and let's go and see what is the ID. The ID is TextView. TextView equals to TextView, which is find view by ID r.id.textview. Let us set some text to our text view. TextView.setText. Welcome. I will add user name so that it looks good. Yeah, that's it. I think we will go ahead and run the code in our emulator. I didn't start my emulator. It will take a second or so to load the emulator. Yeah, I think the emulator is getting started. Now the build happens. As you can see, the build is happening. Yeah, we have completed the build and the app is getting installed inside our emulator. You can see as we have designed, we have got the perfect layout. Let me go ahead and test the scenarios that we wanted to get validated. I clicked on login and it showed all fields are mandatory. Let me check whether it is working for a single field or both fields. As you can see, I didn't enter password. It said all fields are mandatory. Let me go ahead and enter password also and click on login. Yeah, bingo. Our main activity, home activity has showed the text successfully. That's all for this tutorial. I will see you in the next tutorial. Thanks. Bye bye.